What are you doing? You're not watching TV in here. I'm not deciding that. All right. So I'm a little bit behind. My broadcast doesn't look very good today. It looks a little shady. It's probably because the rain and the Wi-Fi. I'm totally eating a payday. I know. All right, so if you're new to Mama Chat, this is our virtual hangout power hour for the stay-at-home moms, led by me, Just So Trish. I actually did good because I went ahead and posted everything up a little early. So Mayflower made it in. She's like, yay, I can't wait to get in here because I did set up. I was like, so y'all could get in. Amanda Shaw made it in. Stacy G. She says, I hope things are going well. They are. They're busy. We'll talk about that. Grading Essence. Meg is in the house. One of Meg's friends came up to me at the homeschool convention. She's like, we have a friend. Her name's Megan. And she's like, brr. I'm like, and of course, I've had people come up. They're like, because like they interacted with me in one place, but I interacted with a couple dozen people before getting up there. I'm like, what Facebook group? What was the topic? You know, asking these questions. And I felt really bad. Like, you know, everybody was important to me, but I just had to place everybody. And so Meg's friend, and I'm like, oh yeah, Creating Essence. Da, 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 da. And she's like, I don't know who that is. And I was like, that's Meg. You know, and then we realized it was the same person. I'm like, you don't know her YouTube channel? And Meg and I were laughing. We're just kind of going on. We're like, yeah, our real life people don't know our YouTube life, or you know, back and forth. It was pretty funny. Mayflower Homeschool says, hey, Trish, so happy to catch the live video. I'm so happy you're here to catch the live video. I better put this in so I can block out some noise. I don't hear anything from them, but it keeps the microphone where it should be at. Crystal says, hey, at work, might have to leave soon. Okay. Linda says, hey. Lisa says, hey, I love listening to you. You're so real. Rubel says, hi, nice to see you. Yeah, I had a couple of moms. They're like, Trish. And I was like, you know, because I'm in like one mode. And they're just like, we love you. You're so real. I'm like, and we were talking stuff. They're like, oh, and you really are that real. And I was like, sometimes I wonder how much of a compliment that is versus not. Oh, how funny. Creating Essences for celebrities and nobody knows it. YouTube superstars eating candy. If I'm eating candy, you know the diet is not going well at all. Compass Rose made it. Danielle's here. Yay. Hi, friends. So, remind me, you're not supposed to eat during the live show. Just saying. It doesn't go well. Nobody wants to hear you eating peanut butter and peanuts up in your teeth. I'm just saying. So we went to the oh yay, Antonio made it. We went to the homeschool convention in Florida, so that one's FPEA. And I know I feel so bad. It has been crazy here. You know, baby girl broke her arm. I posted that on Instagram. And I'm so sorry. Mayflower just said, haha, I just went down the street to get an ice cream for the live show. No shame in my game. So I've really had a hard time keeping up with her breaking her arm being broken. She fell off the pool ladder. The pool ladder was rusted. I didn't know it, you know, because it's an above ground pool. So the thing inside of it, whatever, I don't know what it did. I told you all this last week. Give me a minute. Should not be eating peanuts. I'm having the Walmart Crystal. Oh my goodness, it wouldn't go down the right thing. I am being so unprofessional. Okay, so anyways, with her broken arm, it has just been like getting it together. So then we had the orthopedic. Did you get the rest of the stuff out of the freezer? Out of this freezer? I want you to finish emptying it, yeah. Because I had mama chat, so I had to stop. No, it wasn't like, hey, I'm gone, so all the work is done. Choking on your payday, God's telling you something. Oh, probably. So we were there at the homeschool convention. We got home, but like as an exhibitor, you have to get there early on Thursday to set up, and then they open up, and then they go till 9 o'clock at night, and then the next night's till 8, and the next day's till 7, and then you have to pack it all up. So, and then of course we'd stay up till midnight because that just sounded so smart. So we got home at noon, and literally crashed. I slept yesterday. I have not slept today. So I'm like, okay, I got it together. Well, I am packing up to leave tomorrow morning at 8:30 to go to kids camp with two of my middles, until Sunday. Can we just say hello? So, man, it has just chaos, crazy. Is there a word for crazy and chaos in one? Chaos. It's just chaos around here. And so I was on the porch on the phone because I try to escape my kids when I'm on the phone, so it's just too small in here. And I realized our deep freezer was open. I opened it up, and it had been open probably since last night. Everything is just about thawed. So I know you get one refreeze when it thaws out like that. So I'll be cooking some other stuff. So I have the kids, and it was a good time. We've been needing to defrost the freezer anyway. So I'm like, oh, let's just take this as an opportunity. So the kids are moving our stuff to the other freezer so this one can finish defrosting. Because it's chaos around here. We're going to hashtag chaos. Crazos. Maybe that would be a better word for it. So anyways, we hit the homeschool convention. Exhausting. It is such a different experience as an exhibitor versus a attendee. So it was even Abby from Full Time Wife Life. It was her first time because she was there for Picture Smart Bible. And so she was there for Picture Smart Bible doing her thing. And I was there with the state 4-H foundation program. So we were kind of far apart. So I'd see her husband from time to time, or I'd see her, and we'd kind of come back and visit and stuff. And it's pretty amazing. So it's really neat. So the fun part about being an exhibitor, so when you go to be an attendee to the homeschool convention, you're just like gathering information. Your brain is like in overload status. You're in workshops trying to just educate. You're walking through vendor halls trying to find out what you need to know about your stuff that you're interested in, and seeing new things. And then people, and then there's the things you never even thought about. One of them would be like bread Beckers, if y'all know bread Beckers. Oh, I was so happy seeing them this year. And the toys, and there was a microscope I really, really wanted. It was not on the budget. Am I freezing up? I am so sorry. Hopefully you're getting more of an audio than a picture one. I'm cold. Let me just give you, if you're not getting a good background for viewing today because of the rain, the like 40 days and nights of rain, it's mostly a huge pile of laundry that is moved off the couch onto like folding tables over here, and then laundry on the back while we're packing. I think there is one bag. Can you see it? Oh, you can't see it. See, there's one duffel bag ready to go. And yeah, now it's not even on the focus. There you go. And so, so you go there and you're just gathering information. You're tired and your ears hurt by the time you're done. Your brain's overloaded, and you just like leave there like, I think I got it. Usually you'll come back with a renewed, but it's just all this information you're dealing with. And then being an exhibitor, you're giving information, and you're actually talking to way more people than if you are an attendee, because you're talking to everybody. You have no voice. You have no, It's exhausting. And then you forget to eat. There's a lot of times like we didn't eat all day and we just didn't realize. And like you're in this like one room with no outside light. So you don't even realize it's gotten dark. So have you guys gone to homeschool convention? And if you don't homeschool, it's okay. Don't feel like you have to be a homeschooler to do this craziness, but like doing conventions, what is it like? What's the big part for you when you're doing homeschool convention? It's or not, or doing a convention. And have you ever exhibited with a convention? And then what are your tips and tricks for convention? So Cool Mama has made it. Happy Wednesday. Amanda says ours start tomorrow. Oh my goodness, how cool is that? Homeschool and a Doodle says we're going to our first convention in July. Mayflower says, I went to homeschool convention in March, but I live in a really small homeschool state, so the convention is so small. I was surprised last year. I went to ours and I went to Georgia's, a Southeast one there in Atlanta. And Atlanta was so small compared to Florida. Florida, when you're in that exhibit hall and they open the doors and the people come in, it sounds like really a sound wave, just like the ocean pouring in like a tsunami of sound, because there's just so many people. The one morning they were handing out cards. They handed out 2,000 cards in the course of 45 minutes. That's how many people. And that's not even people, because that's like, oh, your group, here's a card, not every person a card, but 2,000 people in 45 minutes. It's astronomically insane, the number of people. Zaina the Great says, I've never gone to a homeschool convention. I'd like to go, but the cost is more than I can rationalize for our budget. The cost is up there. It is expensive. I know ours is like $100. I think they do a deal if you're a member, but by the end, it's like if you're a member, it costs the same. It costs us the discount, and being a member costs the same as just paying for the convention. But being a member, you get all these other perks. And actually, one now is Google for Education. I'm going to start coughing. And if I swallow that way, I'm really going to start coughing. Oh, I don't know. I should not have eaten those peanuts. I was trying to eat them too fast. At the convention, I did meet Google for Education. I met that crew, and it was so cool because see if they're there, because I think they're making it to most of them. They had these like little virtual, which is so cool. And they're super cute. And they're just giving them away. That's the thing. They're just giving so much stuff away. So it's meant to, let's see, does it go this way? Yeah. So you look, isn't this cool? So then you put your phone in like this, and then you could look through the phone. And then what's really cool is there's this, you actually sync it with that code, that QR code, and then you can play your games on this. So this was being given away by Google there, and totally fun, and they were just handing them out right and left. Lots of fun. And I talked to him. I actually was like, because they're like, oh, you can use Google for Education. And I'm like, well, I did a video about using Google Classroom for homeschoolers, and told them about the fact that I should really edit that and make it a full video. We actually did one where we walked through using Google Classroom, and it was really cool. We did screen share, and if you go onto that one, you can access that classroom and just play around in it and see what it looks like to interact. And he was like, oh my goodness, that's what we're trying to do. And that was really, really cool. Alicia says, I live in Texas and it's crazy. We have 3 in 3 different cities. And I think Texas has a huge secular one. I think they have a huge secular homeschool. Correct me if I'm right, Alicia. And then they have like a huge Christian one and something else. Tanya made it in. Homeschooling a Doodle says my husband has one of those. How funny. Tanya Meadows is rocking a baby, limited typing ability, but I'm listening. That's awesome. So the big thing I will tell you with most of the homeschool conventions, bring your own snacks. Bring them, bring them, bring them. So Alicia says, yeah, there's a big secular one. Bring comfortable shoes. So that was the big one that really hit home for me. I didn't realize. I really think I might have fractured my foot again. And so when I was walking so much and feeling like awesome, I really began feeling the pain in my feet. So I've got to do better at taking care of my feet. So I had my good tennis shoes. I wore them every day. And I'm like, I'm on carpet, but my feet are killing me. As we're leaving and unpacking, they're rolling up the carpet. All it was carpet Velcroed to concrete floor. So I was definitely standing on concrete the whole time, and my feet feel it. I got to visit with some of my friends. I got to see Cheryl Bastain, and she's the one I'm like looking for her book. She wrote the Celebrating High School book. Did you find any curriculum for next year? So I haven't, yes and no. So I haven't really told y'all this, and I haven't really come out public, and I will make a video about it. We are drinking the kombucha. We're going full in on CC. Yes, we are. I actually am directing Challenge A next year, and I hit this point in my homeschool. I need a community that bad. So we're doing it. And like I said, when I talked about the experience of going to the meetings, I was just a little bit in shock at how it lines up with where I want to go with them. So I went ahead and did that. But I will tell you, look, this was like so, I know, what, like, it's a change. It's definitely a big time change. But I will tell you, my favorite part about the convention was I was literally across from all of them at Christian Light Education. And it's always the same crew. So I got to see Gina. Gina is who I did the video with last year on the Learning to Read, who she just finished her 20th year of teaching Learning to Read. And what's crazy is Gina doesn't look a day over 20. And we are like cracking jokes. And because Gina comes to about here on me. So I always like squat down when I'm taking pictures with her. And I took a picture with her on Instagram. And then Rita was there, and it was good seeing Rita. And Rita was like, you like realize Gina, I was one of Gina's students for Learning to Read. So Gina had taught her kindergarten. So we were supposed to get a video out on this, but we didn't. We just did not have time. And I wanted to have a full, here they come back and forth. I wanted to run one on just like the kindergarten. So we're actually working on something to get it together. But I bought these, and I'm going to be honest, I'm already going to use them different from what I expected. I definitely am. So I bought the kindergarten one set, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. And then I just haven't taken everything out to the schoolhouse yet. You can get these through Rod and Staff. Have you seen that? So these are the about 3 bigger steps: cut, color, and count, and doing my best. And they're just really simple workbooks. They run about $3. Are you mad? You leave the freezer door open? I wanted to make sure she was staring me down. What she didn't see, she was like, as I was talking, I was like, what do you want? Mayflower says, yay, we are using Christian Light Education for 3rd grade this year. So exciting. Awesome. Crystal says, hi, Trish. We're doing all the CLEs too. It's awesome. Started in May. We're doing different math, though, but doing the Canadian Social Studies up to grade 8. Wow, awesome. Yeah, I love these. So I got these for the my 3-year-old. Sorry, I'm in so many places mentally. It's not even funny. So I got these, and I will tell you, this one, I gotta find it. This one's my favorite book. This is absolutely my favorite book. And you can buy them separately. When it comes to buying these, you have to buy them off milestonebooks.com. So if you write Rod and Staff, you'll find the books. So my favorite part is this right here. So all these shapes coordinate with a color through this book. And so the color name is there. And then when you go to learn, so this one, you're going to color it red. But you can check the shape here. I usually color these shapes in, and you know what color it is. By the time they get done, my kids have really learned to recognize color names with this book. I don't know what it is, but they really, really do. And so see, they count numbers. So I picked these up for Leona. She is very advanced. She's very advanced, so I like that. And then I like a small token because I did order all my CC books there, but I have, because we're so crazy busy, I'm having them shipped. Okay. So you can expect reviews. I'll try to do reviews here in a little bit. Tanya says, "Oh, ladies, I bought The Good and the Beautiful Language Arts last week. It is very nice." Awesome. So Orville's been working on these. I did buy this one book. I thought I bought another one, but I didn't. I just bought this one book. And, you know, a lot of these I like because, let me see if I just found the page. So like when they need the color, see the color crayons are there. But then on the back, the color crayons with the names are there too. So I always like that there's that reference that they can double check. So I like doing the Rod and Staff ABC adventure. So I went ahead and before I even bought the K1, K2, because I still wasn't sure if I was going to buy the, if I was going to use I'm so slow with words today, y'all. Just please forgive me. If I was going to use the ACE books, I have all the ACE books, so I'm like, am I going to use them all? What am I going to do? What should I do? Well, I've decided I'm just not going to use them. So before I decided to do that, I went ahead and I picked up all of I just did up to E, because I know I have an F if we even make it there. So I picked these up, and then this is the Bible one, and I have the Bible book, and it's just coloring pictures with a story, which is really nice. I love their cut and paste too. I've used those books in the past with my oldest 3 when they're younger. Right, Erin? And they cut and paste. I love the cut and paste of these, doing it carefully. So a lot of recognition. So I went ahead and I picked up these. And I picked up, these from Leona when I was over there at Rod and Staff. My favorite was the Arctic one. And I have one of those because I have like the entire collection kind of deal. The really cool part is in the back. So can you see there? So it tells you like A, adventures with books about learning colors and shape. B, Bible pictures to color accompanies the storybook. C is counting with numbers, which is learning numbers 1 through 10. D is do it carefully, writing letters and hearing sounds. E is time for review. F for finding the answers is using your thinking skills. So, sorry, I didn't even make sure you could totally see that. So I always like those. And then you have the back colors too, which is really cool. So I did buy those. Kathy Katz, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. Wow, first one I've made in ages. Things have been insane. I feel like I checked out for a while. I feel like I've been a little checky outy too. It's all good. It's all good in the mamahood here virtually. Sounds like the tree around the trees, those is how we make a 3. I love those. I know, right? So I did buy that, and then I went and I visited everybody at Christian Light, and I can't help it. I just love. I've done kindergarten 2 in the past. I've sat there and debated about it, and I went ahead and went back to doing kindergarten 2. So the last time I did kindergarten 2, well, the first time I did kindergarten 2, they had their set of books, and they're like a pink purple paperish, and I had the pink purple paperish K2, and then they came out with the books. They came out, you can't see them, they're all wrapped up. They came out with the books, and then this round they came out, and I did it again that way, and then they came out with this one. So I've done this with Addie, Lottie, Lottie, Addie, and Katie. No. I can't even keep my kids right. Is that not awful? Lottie, Addie, and now Orville. So definitely a good one. And then the new one, it has the kit for the one. And what's pretty amazing is there's stories. It has a lot of verbal in it. So it's not just, workbooks and explanation. It has quite a bit in there. I loved your Instagram pictures from the conference. Thank you. I wanted to get more pictures to give you guys the feeling as though you were like really there, like you could do the virtual, convention via the Instagram photos. It didn't work out. It didn't work out that way. Dawn says, hey ladies, a little late, but I'm glad here. Gonna attend my first convention soon. Yay, Dawn. Tatiana made it. I was so thrilled I got to see Tatiana. But Tatiana, tell them, was I not crazy busy? I would have a moment where I could just be like hyper focused into somebody and get to chit chat and talk. And then I was like, oh, I gotta go. And then I was so thrilled when I got to see Tatiana's children. They're my biggest fans. They're my tiniest, biggest fans. They're so cute. So in fact, on my Instagram photos, me with the 3 kids were Tatiana's kids that I got to get a picture with. They were super, super cute. The guides are easy for us to use with the kids and gives constant spiral review. Yes. That's one thing. That was like the biggest factor of me going back to CLE for kindergarten versus ACE. I'm sorry. I'd rather deal with this book than 4 3-ring binders. It's just too much. And I even thought about, I could take the week at the time and put it in a binder and deal with it. But this is not why this is like why I don't do Sunlight and I don't do Bookshark. I just don't like huge teacher binders. They just shut me down. You know what I mean? Aaron says, how was the 4-H booth? I was excited to see your kids at the booth. So I know, Aaron, and I was like, at the end of the weekend, I was like, Aaron, you didn't come, right? Because I didn't see you. And if you were there and I didn't see you, my heart would be crushed. But then afterwards, I was like, I don't think Aaron came. And I'm sorry, it was an afterthought. It should have been a before thought. But I was so slammed. So it was kind of neat. We got to be the ambassadors to bring 4-H there. We probably put materials in over 6,000 hands. And, most of it was like 1 hand per family. We put material in over 6,000 hands. We spoke to thousands of people. Oh my goodness. No phone, nothing. Or not phone, no voice or nothing was left at the end. And then we actually collected, we did a raffle. We had about 135 people involved. So it was crazy. Katie was amazing getting out there and shaking hands and meeting people. That was a little bit of a shocker that we weren't used to. So I guess we're old school. I really didn't know what that meant until I had I guess, I don't know. I deal with millennials, but I don't realize how many millennials I deal with. Well, I don't deal with a lot of them, but there was a larger portion of millennials there. And it seemed like when my daughter would be like, hey, my name is, you know, to give a little spiel, like there'd be people that were really like, why are you putting your hand out? I don't shake hands. And that was like really strange. Or I'd have people, they're like, oh my goodness, your daughter shook my hands and that is amazing. You know, that was just a really strange thing. But I kind of got to sit with somebody that has experience with our generation dealing with millennials. And that was like a really eye opener to me. I didn't realize how different we were. So, anyways, being of our Generation X, teaching my children, so they're shaking hands, and people are just. It was really funny. So Katie was just doing her thing and just in full mode. It was really kind of crazy, amazing. Kathy says, I went to a convention. I learned too much. Probably the first time I came away feeling like my world was changed. I'm normally on here as Kitty's schoolroom, my new phone. Oh, okay. Oh, Aaron, you're house hunting. That's so cool. Exciting. Happy Production says hi. Mama Schmoo says hi. Going to the dentist, but I'm going to watch this on repeat. Awesome. I know. I feel like I'm more of a rambler. Aaron says boxes everywhere. I'm a dinosaur when it comes to manners and whatnot. Right? It's kind of crazy. It was definitely strange not being used to that. You know, like I run into it here there and I'm like, oh, well, they're just apparently don't have manners. But then to realize that almost like, I don't know, like manners isn't even on the radar. It's not even, and I mean, I'm not trying to be ugly or anything like that by way, definitely not. But it was like a realization, I guess, because instead of me being part of the mass and not really noticing the mass, but actually being somebody talking and interacting with the mass and our younger families, you know, and bless their heart, I'm not, you know, it's definitely an obstacle that I'm. Here's my big thing: if you have manners, people are more likely to be happy to help you. If you don't have manners, people are not excited to be helpful, if that makes sense. And this is in my humble experience. So I just want to put it out there. No bashing. I'm not bashing anybody. And I don't want anybody to feel bashed. And please don't bash anybody. But so the better manners you have, kind of, it's a great way to make your life a little easier because you have people that do want to participate with you and do want to help you. But it's almost crazy amazing to realize not are they not just have manners, but they lack social skills. Like communication skills are really a struggle and a connection. And it just kind of blows my mind kind of deal, especially where somebody, I have some social skill issues. I sometimes am too much. Sometimes I'm not enough. You know, and I sometimes just like miss some obvious stuff. And sometimes I'm too not touchy-feely, but tender-hearted about some stuff. So I will tell you that like I'm there, but I wouldn't think of it as a culture itself or a generation itself. So I mean, so I can't help but feel sad for them because they are making life a little harder on themselves than they need to be. And I'm going to tell you, first and foremost, I did not grow up saying yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. That was one I accomplished like once I got out and I was in college and the folks that I was around and being with a definite generation that was more respectful. I'll tell you where I grew up. The baby boomers showed up. So where I live, where I grew up, the baby boomers moved in to retire and then their kids followed them. And the baby boomers and their children who were raising children were always partying. I mean, I remember a kid I went to school with getting suspended because his dad was making him take the keg back to the store after school. And because he had an empty keg in the back of his truck, he got suspended. So, like, that was the thing. And they're still like that. So it wasn't until I had gone ahead and I had left and went to college, and I was actually with people who were kind of more respectful, that I took a note how everybody treated each other, and I realized how much nicer that was, and I just went with it, and I picked it up. So Tanya says, good manners, exactly. Kathy says, but I will say that people of our generation were where that kind of started. I noticed in high school. Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, I didn't have it. I didn't have the skills when I got out. I got those afterwards. Tanya says, too much time on media steals away from social skills. Mama Smooth says she's listening in the car. Compass says, I had no idea not shaking hands is a thing. I didn't either. I mean, and was it everybody? No, she actually had a few that were like, I don't shake hands. No. So that could just be, a touch thing. But it wasn't the majority of it, but there was a portion of them. And the one person I was with, she was just like, you should see the looks on their faces when she expects them to shake their hand. These grown adults have no idea what to do. And they're willing to participate, but it's not their natural thing. And I was like, So Compass says, I've dealt with the inability to communicate with others, though. Crystal says, agreed about society media. Too much for the younger generations. Today, my kids get as little as possible, and myself, I try to limit. So Tanya says, I grew up in the 70s and 80s. So I was the 80s and 90s. Manners is why I will wait in the Chick-fil-A drive-thru and pay $7 for a grilled sandwich. Yes, yes, yes. Why I will go to Publix. Why I don't agree with laying down in the Publix store. The other part too is the lack of respect. You're allowed to have, I don't want to say, you're allowed to have a protest. But what I find really discomforting is the desire to disrupt everybody's life for your protest. It's no longer we're going to sit out front, and I'm just going on the Publix thing. There's no part of we're going to sit out front of Publix and make sure everybody knows where we stand about Publix and getting attention. Instead, it's we're going to lay down on the floor and nobody can do anything. And if this was your one day you can go grocery shopping, well, you can't, because we're going to make sure you can't. So you understand how, that type of pushiness is very bizarre to me. But this is a rabbit hole I don't really want to go into. So, sorry. Back to the homeschool convention. All right. So I grew up when computers and the internet just started to enter schools with old time tech. So I was brought up with people playing outside and not using cell phones to talk to friends, etc., and adults. We had beepers. Remember the beepers? It was like your little tagging mechanism. I mean, really, they're not a bad thing. I actually like those. And you'd type certain codes so then people know, what you meant by it and all of that. Tanya says we hug everybody instead of shaking hands. Ooh, there's some folks that get all kind of crazy with that. Just saying. Amanda says the older millennial versus the younger millennial makes a difference. In the way and where they were raised makes a huge difference. An older millennial who was raised in the deep East Texas, we had our manners beat into us still. I have the same problem with bad behavior during protest. Beepers. Yep, beepers. Amanda says, then again, my husband and I do not fit in with our generation at all. Politics, religion, and we are the complete opposites of most of our peers. It is weird on how that goes. And it's interesting as they move into homeschooling. The part I didn't realize that was brought to my attention as a Generation X versus a millennial. There's like 3 times the number of millennials as there is a Generation X. Is that so for every one of me, there's 3 of them. And I'm kind of like, could this be part of the reason as an older mom that homeschool co-ops can be really hard? You know what I mean? Like, they don't jump after respecting the elders. which is maybe why they keep looking at me like we're on the same plane, we're on the same age, you know, same life experiences. Food for thought, just something to think about. So anyways, so I will tell you, I bought the 2 and the 1, but the cool part Gina explained to me was if you have like an advanced, so before kindergarten, like Christian like kindergarten, what they would recommend is you would do these rod and staff books. For the first semester, second semester, you would do this. And that would be your kindergarten. Then you go to learning to read in their first grade program. So, but what I heard being across from Gina Yoder was phenomenal because I got to listen to her talk and I got to see, and I just being chitty chatty with her. And what she told me was, if you have an advanced kindergarten, what her experience has shown her, not what Christian Light says or what Rod and Staff says, by no means, but what she has experienced and what she has recommended is first semester, do this. Second semester, do the first 5 books in learning to read and the first 3 in math. And between that is a perfect first grade start or kindergarten start if they're already at that part. And then you just move on from there. Compass says, here co-ops are often regarded as a drop-off, even rather than a situation where everyone works together. See, that's just kind of strange to me. Anyways, all right, so I got that. And I'm going to do a full review on that. I will tell you, I finally bought these. I'm so sad I waited so long to buy them. And they kind of ran out, and I was a little pushy. So I got pen time. And so I got 3rd grade. What do I have? Oh, I got 4th grade. And I have 5th grade. And I needed another 3rd grade, and they were out. So I sweet talked them into giving me the display copy. I'm like, just give me the display copy. I'll peel the sticker off. Please, 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 please. So let me tell you, I've looked at these. Look, I'm trying to think who you got to talk to. I think you can, I'm not sure. I think you buy them on Rainbow Resources. You've never seen Pen Time? Okay, seriously, I really regret waiting so long. Okay, so I'm going to move my little camera, and I'm going to give you some one-on-one time with these. These are phenomenal. I can't believe I waited so long. So these are the cursive. 2nd grade is transferring into cursive. 1st grade is still manuscript. I might go back and see if I can buy some, like a 1st grader one. So, and they all have themes to them. So this 3rd grade is Pen Time Pals, and it's got some characters in there. Okay. So, sorry, I'm sitting here reading, and I'm not even like paying attention. Crystal says, Pen Time, I'm doing that too. My boy's doing cursive in 4th grade. Needs extra help. Well, I'm going to tell you, my going in 7th grader is doing the 3rd grade Pen Time. This is what he needs. It's the size he needs. So, you know, it's got the typical stuff. It's very into making sure that you are holding your paper right and your pencil, and you know we need help on that. And then you get some information in letter grouping. And it really, you know, like all the ones that start under curve, all the ones that start over curve, all the ones that are lower looped, backwards ovals. And then what I like about the 3rd grade or the 3rd book is that, can you see that? So see, they have the outline. So you're following the outlines in there. Okay. All right. So let me see. Let me get to a better one. You know, so they progress. Can you see that? Oh, get this thing to focus. And then everything's backwards. You know, that's how it is. All right, so, you know, you practice writing the words. Sorry, it's so blurry. And then it shows you how to space your space out and how much space to take it. So this is 3rd grade. You will get into doing some copy work. Okay, so the big part that I love about this is, number 1, you have a paper that's the spacing they're working on that you can photocopy. But not only that, see this page right here? This is the big part I've never seen before. So this is set up. All right, hold on. I gotta. Oh, I'm dropping the camera. Okay. All right. Okay, so the way this is set up, see the lines from the very first page. Oh, I'm missing stuff. Watch this. You fold this under here. Can you see? You can just see it. You see how you can see the lines so you can stay? So it helps you build that slant. And I'm like, oh, the slant. Isn't that crazy? And so my thinking is, you know what? When we're done, we'll just put this, we'll cut this out. I might photocopy it and laminate it, personal use, you know, for personal use. Not copying it for anything else. Mayflower says, have you thought about doing all AC or CLE again? I don't think I'm ever going to do anything all boxed ever again. I've gotten to that point and we need to change up. It's not going to be. Tanya says, 1 year I'd love to go to the Florida convention, even though mine's in Virginia. Let's see. But Daniel will be gone by then, maybe for the grandkids. Oh, I had a girlfriend in there and her daughter's last year homeschooling next year. And it was her first convention. And she's like, how did I not know this? Hannah's in the house. She says, this looks good. Creative Time says, I love the idea of transition year. May have to look into pen time for my son soon. Yeah, so this is just like really basics learning. So y'all are saying it looks so nice. Everybody's saying hi to Hannah. Hello. Okay. So then here is the 4th grade. All right. So I know it looks more the same. Yeah, that is the map. So what's really cool about this pen time is the whole theme is going to be the states. So here's Texas. You have the Texas bird, the shape, the flower. It says, the frontier cowboy with his 10-gallon hat has long been a symbol of Texas. Cowboys still ride across the plains driving great herds of cattle. Texas raises more sheep than any other state. It tells me the population count. It tells you that it's the Mockingbird. It tells you the capital is Austin. It says it's gives you the nickname, the Lone Star State, and then the Blue Bonnet. And then on top of it, it tells you, it shows you the state and it shows you the star. The practice work you do beforehand actually has where the state is. Right? Is that not so cool? And then it actually has them practicing manuscript down here at the bottom. So that's a manuscript practice kind of deal. So you have that through all the states. There's even, oh, I just seen it. There's even a list of all of the state capitals to help memorize that. And honestly, my 5th grader is going to do the 4th grade book. I'm beyond. I'm just like, I don't care what the grade says. And then there are poetry portions. So here's the poetry copy work that you would do here. And there are lines here too. Hannah wanted to know, is the copy work religious? Let me check. It might be. I'm not gonna joke. The baby king. Yeah, so it's baby Jesus slumbered on his mother's arm. They were glad for shelter in the mangers warm. Yeah, so they are religious copy works. And then you have self-check handwriting, and then like those pages actually are perforated to pull out. I've really dragged my feet on these. But here's the next copy work, Hannah. This one, just being happy is a fine thing to do, looking on the bright side rather than the blue. Sad or sunny musing is largely in the choosing, and just being happy is brave work and true, is the one poem. Sorry, I didn't catch that one earlier on you. So you have that, and then the cool part again, look, you see that? Isn't that crazy? So you get the slants again, but because you were learning the states and you're learning the birds and the flowers, inside the cover, you can actually see the coloring that is of them. And that, I mean, I'm just really floored. I really wish I wouldn't have waited so long. And again, you get a page. This page right here, you can duplicate, so you can actually create notebook paper. And honestly, photocopy is so much cheaper than notebook paper. So book 5 is what my 7th grader will be doing. I know, and I'll be doing a whole thing on this one. So this one is actually all animals. And does it have? So it's all animals. So here's all the animals that they will be doing things on. Again, here's that back piece. There's the back. And it has a different, so this one's the Queen's Cup. Isn't that handwriting beautiful? But it has a lot of the same parts as before. The big part that happens here is they get into Braille. So I just seen it. So they get into Braille. So after I noticed this page, I then realized like see that here? Every page is in Braille, like what page number it is. I thought that was really cool. So they got into Braille. And, you know, so you got the indigo bunting bird. And then, so like here's the honeybee one. The honeybees are the only food-producing insect. A worker bee lives about 6 weeks and may fly 13,000 miles to make 1 pound of honey. One hive can produce 200 pounds of honey in a good season. So that's the copy work. But then it will tell you on the side, because then you have this like little informational on the side. It says some people are allergic to the sting of this popular insect. It is not a native. Settlers brought these bees from Europe in the 1600s for the honey they produced. They have a complex social behavior with caste, which for wild bee trees and for bright yellow pollen baskets on bees' hive. I didn't even read. Oh, it says watch for. I skipped a word. So again, you know, a lot of the same basics. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, so then this one's a Proverbs copy work. So I got pen time. I have looked at pen time for so long. I really regret to finally get it now. But I'm really excited about them doing it. I'm excited about what they're going to learn by doing them. So I got that. Okay, so the other ones I did pick up was I got the rest of Math 2 for Addie to finish because of the basics that it really grills into. And I mean, they're just simply black worksheets. I was looking for some penmanship for 5th. Well, there you go. Check it out. But definitely make sure you get the one that fits your style. Compasses, over the years, I've used a reason for writing and italic handwriting. Oh, and some character handwriting, but I've never seen these. I hardly ever see, I mean, I think, honestly, I'm not sure if I've ever seen them at convention. They might have been in the Rod and Staff booth, but I just didn't hang out there. You know, Rod and Staff folks. I said, yeah, I have a hard time visually because this is all black and white. The fonts are about the same size. And there's no good bolding. There's no differentiation for my eyes to focus. So I told them how I colored their books. It was funny. They were like, really? Oh, that's really a cool idea. You know, so I was like, I color, you know, the whole thing. I'm like, you can look it up on YouTube. So I picked up the rest of her 2nd grade. And then I went ahead and picked up her 3rd grade. And Rod and Staff does textbooks. So I'm using this one as a prep for Saxon 5-4. This one. And it's very basic. Let's see. Can you see that? Let's see if you can see that. Oh, I need to do this. This is how I'll see it. All right. So see how there's these little gray lines? This is supposed to imitate the lines on paper. So it'll help her learn how to write problems on paper, which I wish I would have done that with my older kids because they're all over the paper anymore. They are so all over the paper. So this one really focuses on multiplication, the basics of multiplication and division. So I figured it was a good book. I won't lie, I really wish it would have been I'm kind of giving all my stuff away, man. Because I gotta do a video like my homeschool convention haul, and I'm like giving it all to you guys. Tanya says, so does CC mostly cover language arts and then you fill in with your own math, typing, handwriting, etc.? It depends. So foundations is one like everybody knows, like the whole songs and stuff that you're like memorizing. That's foundations. And that covers like science, art, and you're learning some of the gist of English. And then if you do essentials, when you turn, I can't hear you. Sorry. Then essentials is all English. I did find that. And you get it wrapped up, and I put it in the binder already. So and that's just the guide. So I've been looking at it, reviewing it, and it gives you spelling list in there. And it gives you guys can still hear me though, right? I think so, because my little green thing's going. And it gives you like doing the basic grammar. I have to say, I'm so impressed with the fact that the grammar is just really straight out sentence diagramming, identify the parts of the sentence and understanding the structure. And I actually expect I will make my youngest one do it. And then there's some editing in there once a week. And then you have the IEW. So that there's still to do. So I ordered the IEW too. And then for challenge, everything's covered but math. So everything's covered, which is kind of different. That I'm not, I'm just buying what they tell me to buy. I will say one of my favorite finds had to be this one. So this is a CC recommended book, and I went ahead and bought it. If you're doing the essentials, you have some of the list in here. But this is a K through 6th grade, but I really like, it's a lot like spelling Power? That huge spelling power book, but it's not huge. And the big part is it does something spelling power doesn't. And that is it gives you the rules. It helps you memorize the spelling rules. So, okay, let me figure out how to do this. So like here is the spelling list. This is spelling list 5. So this is the second list of B. And here are your words. And this begins explaining like the word and pattern and the pattern. So this is a short E. You're doing your homophones of read, read and read, led and led, some notes, and then extending the lesson. And let me pull up another one. So here you get into like contractions. You're doing all contractions, and this is why in the form. So all the information, what's really cool about it is there's a lot of times I've tried to pick up an all-in-one can do every child's need in a spelling workbook. Not a workbook, but a book or whatever. And I've always had a hard time. You get the list, and now what do you do with it? And so what I really, really liked about this is it has the list. It has a way for you. Like this is testing into the next level G list. So you would go through here and make sure that they knew how to spell those and why they spell those. And if they can accomplish that, then you can move on. You can move on to each one. But, it gives you like, why are you using overpronounce excellent? And it goes through the breakup of that. And it does the explanations to it. The other part is there's a lot of good stuff in here helping you figure out why you know, some people are natural spellers. And then it actually talks about you could be a good reader, but a reader is decoding, spelling is encoding, and why good readers don't naturally become good spellers. And that's been the case for me and my kids, or, you know, one of them. The other one's like not a good reader, not a good speller, because that's just not his thing. But it actually gives you a page to make a master. So they say make 2 copies, fold it over, and then, you know, you got the equivalence of 1. And then what I liked is so it tells you like list A is typically kindergarten, list B is first grade, list C is second, D third, E fourth, F fifth, and G sixth. So it does give you a placement. Again, as a homeschool mom, I don't get too worried. We got to get to the end eventually. But it talks about the fact of the weekly work. Let me pull up the weekly work. The daily practice and homework, page 30. Yeah, I've spent a little time reading this. It's actually an easy read. I was pretty impressed. So their big part is daily practice, spell and read. So spell the word. So you would be like, let me pull one, day. So you would be like D-A-Y, day. Trace and spell and read. So then you would trace D-A-Y, then say D-A-Y, day. Write it. Now you're writing it on a second part, D-A-Y, D-A-Y, day. Now check it, correct it, close your eyes and spell and say. So that's like their daily practice. And then they're like at home, you know, spell and read. So it's just really the same thing. It's a lot of, I hate to say repetitious copy work, but it's repetitious copy work. And a word learned incorrectly may take 600 to 2,000 practices to relearn correctly. So that's pretty okay. You know, so it talks about like introducing the procedure in September is a header. And then it says introducing the words on Monday and why you do homework. And it even gives you a list like, here's, you know, the homework method. So I have to say I'm really impressed. I definitely put something like this together and figuring out a way to put it forth. I'm not sure I think I'm just going to make a page that has this column, a blank column, a blank column, a blank column, and then essentially give them a photocopy of like, then photocopy this page to put in their binder. And then, you know, so then they have the rules. And then that way they're writing it each day, they write it into that column kind of deal. So I have to say, I really, really liked getting that. And then I did feel like one other cool thing. I kind of really could handle going back to the convention and typing around, but it's really good for my wallet not to be there. I did buy one thing that I left at somebody's booth. That was really sad. So I did find this at Rainbow Resources. So it's a set of, oh, I'm out of time. I'm like over. Y'all are getting a longer chat. Let's see. I love spelling. Oh, look, I'm all into my like conversation. Oh, I keep doing this. What am I doing? Kathy said, okay. Kathy says, I love spelling power. I like spelling power. I just had a hard time using spelling power. Cool spelling book, like that it helps with the rules. That is a cool spelling resource. Tanya says, I've always thought it was better. I was a better speller than reader. Weird, right? No, and they even talk about that. Some people are better spellers and not better readers. I think I get too bored and distracted while reading. At what age do you stop copy work? Until they plead and beg and ask you not to ever do it again? Isn't that good enough? Right? All right, so I have to tell you, I bought these really, really awesome mats that are Melissa and Doug mats, and it's like phonics, and it was, you know, so the kids and then counting. So I bought 2 of those, and I bought the crayons to go with them. And my thought was, in the beginning, I have like the bananagrams. We could use the bananagrams, right? We could use the bananagrams, and we could just identify letters, and that would be good, and it'd be hands-on, tactile. And then we can count things on the one chart. We could practice writing. Those were my thoughts. Yeah, when I was ordering my CC material, I totally left them sitting there. I didn't realize it till I came home. But I mean, it was a $7 purchase. I'm gonna live with it. It's gonna be okay. I cannot find my my cutter. Isn't that crazy? Because I have like, these are like old school cards. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. These bicycles, I'm gonna have to find a link and put a link for Amazon. It's all embossed. Isn't that cool? I mean, how often does that happen? So high quality. High quality. Okay. Oh, I got it. I got it. Oh, the inside. Oh, these are awesome. Okay, look. That's the box. Oh. So I hadn't opened them yet because I was just like, they got to be good. So that's the back. Oh, if you can see it. Oh, they're so glossy. Isn't that cool? So then Uncle Sam is the Joker. Statue of Liberty. I know. Let me. All right. So Statue of Liberty. You got John Adams, James Madison, James Monroe. Oh, we could do some really cool stuff with it. So is it the same ones for Ace? No. I mean for diamonds. Okay. Oh, they're so slick. They're like brand new cards. I gotta hide these so my kids don't. All right, so then you got the Eye of Providence. You got Millard Fillmore. But isn't that cool? All right, so let's see. Let's see. What's the? You have Mount Rushmore as the ace of clubs, and then you have the Liberty Bell for the ace of hearts. So it has U.S. presidents. It will be hard to not reflect on our great nation's history and the accomplishments from our past leaders while playing these cards. They're bicycle cards. They're by bicycle, and so then you got the. But I just thought they'd be something, another enhancement while we play cards. We can do something different. That was kind of my big splurge at $5. But I was like, why not? Kind of deal. So I was pretty happy to do that. To add those. They are brand new cards. I know they are. I'm going to hide them. I'm going to hide these cards. These are really good cards. I'm going to be like, you can't just play any cards to play these cards, which would defeat the purpose, but still, they're really good. They're really good cards. So that's it. That's what I picked up. I did hit Michael's. I should stop talking. I have to pack for tomorrow. I did stop and get some happy planner stuff. Some like planner stickers kind of deal. So I did pick those up because they were on sale and I wanted something. This year I've decided I'm not, and it's already working out really good. I'm not buying a planner. I totally am using this. This was like my first planner that I thought I would use, and I had just such a hard time with it that I went ahead and I took it apart. But I was cutting up planners. I got to take something off because I got to take a sticker off because it's geographically sensitive. So I have it in here. I got to make sure I flip. So like here, this is January. I wrote everything in. I just wrote everything in, but it's really cool because I designed them all myself, and I have to write the dates in them. I can't just like I gotta see now. I gotta put a sticker here because that's how I roll. And I can't just put the date. I can just write the dates in them. But then if I need to like edit them, or I can a video version of Kathy Duffy, right? That's what I feel like I am. I'm a total video version of Kathy Duffy. All right. And then this is my week layout. So I gave myself some lines. I should have changed the dark font. I think I talked about this 2 weeks ago. Oh my goodness. I did talk about this 2 weeks ago. But you know, like now I got these cool stickers. Aren't they awesome? So anyways, that's why I bought them. I had to, you know, I just had to get them. But it's been like really nice because like here's one. I figured out how to print on this side. So this is like a 4-H event we have going on. And here's all the rules. So then I have it on hand and I print them actually out. What I do is I just cut my paper in half and hole punch them. And then that way I have my stuff. And then I have like intermediate states coming. And so I have all that information. And so I can just throw it in there. And I've done the same thing for CC. Like here's like my challenge stuff that I'm teaching and all that. So this is actually working out really, really good. Sometimes anything that's important, I print out. I print out some of my own paper. I've just kind of designed them. This is what I used for my shopping list. So I made this up. So when I went to the convention, I had an idea, like what I was spending. And so one of them that I got them was the fallacies detective. I picked this one up. So this one is like retails 25. So CC sells it for 22. I picked it up for $17 at Rainbow Resources. Right? You know, and it gave me the ability to kind of go around and check on everything and see what I could get, you know, and I had it all listed out. So I worked really hard staying on task. Okay. Kathy says, sorry, I posted that while shoveling 3 kids and ice cream orders. You were awesome. You're fine. And she says, no planners. Yes, no planner. I've made my own, but I'm liking it. And I've kind of imitated some DIY fish ones that I made myself from my homeschool planner because I totally copied a CC mom from 2 years ago video and it was like really cool. So I made my own, of course, instead of just buying it because I'm like, I don't want it that way. I want it this way. The other thing I've done too is I now keep this little guy next to me and all reality, all this is my blank paper. That's what I've done. So I just like, I'll cut colored paper in half and I hole punch it. Here's some line paper I bought at Walmart. I don't like it. It's too wide. You know, here's some yellow. So I'll cut colored paper. And then I use this to just run through my printer. So this is like my blank pages without it get ruined. And then what I'm going to do is like my weeks as I go through my weekly. And the way I split up, I told you that last time, right? Is I have all my months together and then I have all my weeks together. So as I go through my weeklies and see, like then I can insert a piece of paper for like, oh, I need to keep track of this is the stuff I'm going to do. And this way I can take my weeklies like a month at a time. I'm going to get a third one of these if I don't lose it. I'm going to get a third one of these and that third one, I'm just going to take out the used one and I'm going to store it in here because I don't want to get rid of them. I put a lot of work into those, so I don't want to get rid of them. I know. I totally went like left field and I said I was going to get off here 10 minutes ago. Rachel says, I am always missing your lives. How can I get notifications when you're live? Hit the bell below. There should be like next to the subscribe a bell. If you click that bell, you will get notice. You'll get a notice that I'm live. Breath of Wonder made it. Absolutely. The stickers are the planner, right? And if you're, well, I have a hard time. You're going to spend $30 on a planner, which I mean, compared to an Erin Condren is a deal, right? Is a total deal. But then you're going to spend like, I'm not going to lie, I'd rather spend my $30 on these. And some of them are not the right size, but I don't care. There's one that was a Shark Week one. I cannot find it. I looked. But this one's so cool. This one's the squad girls. And I'm not doing it justice. You should totally watch the people who do it. But then my mom had these. These are old school scrapbooking, and she had tons of them. So I use these like washi tape, and they're 2001. These suckers are 17 years old. Look. 2001, sticker by the yard. Like that's where you would like measure, I want 12 inches, and you would cut 12 inches and then you paid for that. My mom has them all. I have like crazy amounts. But I missed you guys, obviously. Can you tell? I went to Dollar Tree and they had planner stickers. Oh, they're not my favorites, but I figured they were cute. Backside, and they had 4 designs. I only bought 2 of the designs. I thought that was cool. So I kind of like that, and I've been doing it. And I'll buy like the sticker packets like that. The ones, and I still have the ones from the Dollar Tree way back when. These are some of my favorites. But I actually am finding, I got paper flying. So I had this one, the Recollection, this one. I'm using this one a lot more. Way more. It's just easier, but I still have it. I was going to show you one other thing. Maybe. Oh, here it is. So I'm trying to do better. Oh, I'm making. Anyways, it's the power hour. So I've been trying to do more bags in my purse instead of just everything at the bottom of my purse. Did I show you guys these? So there's 2 things. These are by Papermates. See these? They're colored pencils. They're totally colored pencils with lead refills. I love them. All right, so there's that. But then in the scrapbook section, have you seen these at the Dollar Tree? Or not the Dollar Tree, at Walmart, up at Walmart. So I thought these were really cool, and I'll take this one. Man, we've done a great job talking about nothing. Did we talk about anything, or have I just been in my own world? Probably in my own world. I love Rainbow Resources. Marissa says hi. Kathy says, I got 3 planners this year, 1 for meals, 1 for me, and 1 for school, right? Do you schedule making dinner daily? Sometimes I don't know what I'm making until like 6 o'clock, which is not good because we're supposed to eat at 6 o'clock. I think today we're having chicken wings because that's what's all thought out. And I'm like, oh, maybe I should put some food away for tomorrow because I'm leaving tomorrow. We're heading to kids camp for the whole week. Tanya says, oh, good, Rachel, you have the notifications on. And if you're still here, give me a thumbs up if you haven't done so already. Tanya says, Maria, open the fridge at last minute. Just kidding. Make a note for earlier. I have a hard time making decisions if you haven't figured that out. I know. I need to get organized. I'm like the Hot Mess Express rolling through. I'm going to use that. The Hot Mess Express rolling through. Oh my goodness. That is me most of the time. Rachel says we should form a support group for the moms who can't get it together. Maybe. Crystal said her kids laughed that we just spent a lot of time talking about nothing. We love visiting your world. I'm so glad because it's a hot laundry mess. Total hot mess. We didn't talk about nothing. We chit chat. We were chitty chatty. Hey, but today I did it and it was so funny. I had people come up and they're like, oh, your hair is long. So I got my hair cut today. I don't know what look I'm going for. It still smells like hair product, which is I'm not used to. So there's my part. It's going to grow out. So I'm waiting. It'll grow out to about here. That's where I'm going with it. And then I'll have the top. And then, I was going for this one crazy look. So like this side had gotten cut. And then my girl was busy. And I didn't really speak. And next thing I see, she's like, I was like, what are you doing? I go, I want to grow it out. And she's like, oh, I go, I guess we'll cut it again and then we'll do it next time. But it's nice because this part is grown out enough. Nobody's going to notice. And she's like, it'll get puffy. I'm like, it'll get puffy for like a week or 2. It'll be fine. But I did. I'll show you the back. Let's see. I did all that. So what was happening, if you see me at the convention, I like have this big like puff ball back here because my hairs were curling up. It was getting all curly. And then I was like doing like the weird braids and stuff. I could still do that though. Do the weird braids and pull it up. But I'm just at the point, as long as it's up, I don't care. Because I might try and get it to go longer. Where did I put my, these are not sunglasses. These are, this is to keep my hair in place. I'm a hot mess in the car. Hot Mess Express. I'm a car on the Hot Mess Express. That's funny. Thank you for my hair. Thank you, Darcy. Love, passion, gratitude. When people ask if I'm in a homeschool group, I answer, I watch homeschool moms on YouTube. It's like the same thing, but just less drama. Right? Oh, that's so funny. All right, I do have to get going. I hope you forgive me that I forgot that I would say would do it Tuesday last week. So what happened was Wednesday I was at the orthopedic and I'm like, I should be doing my mama chat. Oh, did I make plans? And then I was like, I did. I was supposed to do it yesterday. I was like, oh, it didn't happen. I'm like, I hope you guys forgive me, but I tried to make up for it today. Love, passion, gratitude. We are in one. They gave us a winter full of illness. Oh, raining cats and dogs here. It's finally not raining here. It has been raining like crazy. And I'm kind of over it. All I want to do is eat paydays and choke to death on peanuts. Yeah. All right. I do have to go. I will talk to y'all later. I will see you next week, and I will put you in my prayers tonight. So I will talk to you later. I have to go. Otherwise, I'll never go and get anything done at all. Okay. Pray for the town of Maryland that got. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. This is going to open up a whole new can of worms. I will talk to y'all later. Pray for the folks with severe weather.